Hello, good morning and welcome to Craft with Bella Jane. My name's Lynn and this morning we're going to try the impossible. I'm doing the March challenge from Tracy Fox, the crafters group, and I've already done the, excuse me for puffing, I've just been rushing about. I've already done the first challenge, which was the whatever it was, I can't remember now. Anyway, I've done that. And I'm now doing this bit, which is step into spring. And oh, that was it, sleepy time. I made a pouch. There we are. My memory's going. So this is step into spring, and it's got the lovely bugs that Tracy loves so much. This is my least favourite image, so I might be cutting her down. I'm going to make an envelope journal with a fabric cover. Now, this is all new to me. I've never done it before. I mean, I've made an envelope junk. Oh, well, I've done it before, but yeah. So, pockets and tucks, I was thinking. So, who knows? I'll show you how I've made that envelope. That's for the spine. That's for the centre spread, which I've only just discovered is called the centre spread. I don't know whether everybody calls it that, but I just watched a video on what to do with your centre spread, or how to make a wonderful centre spread, or, well, I don't know. Anyway, there we are. So that's that. Then butterfly here, with maybe some more of this, or maybe our pockets, or I've got this. My idea was to make a boho step into spring. So this is massive, so I'm going to cut that down as well. So those two are going to be cut down. Obviously we've got these tags, we've got two of them, which we'll use as tags in pockets. I've got some words. I've got enjoy the journey, blossom and spring. I think these belong to G Kerr. I think I cut them out ages ago. I've got some orangey ribbon which goes with that. I've got some yellow polka dot which is also going with that and is spring. And I've got this blue turquoise which does actually go with the material if I don't cut it all off, but no, I've got all that there, but I might not use that. I don't know. I'm far too keen on I've left my ink open all night. I'm far too keen on turquoise. So I'll show you how I made this, and then I'll sew this and come back to you. I am going to put a piece of brown paper inside there, I think, to give it a bit of squishiness. Yeah, so I got this idea. Now I can't remember how she did it, but this is how I think she did it. So I'll just deconstruct it. Yeah, so I've got 5 envelopes, and then I think what she did was she put 2 back to back, or flat side to flat side, front side to front side, if you're talking envelopes. And then she glues these together, and then she puts this in here and she glues the back, so that goes over there. And then you've got to make sure that all these are even, and then she does the other 2 and she puts those back to back. Now there's something that she did that was different at the back, but I can't remember what it was. And then she puts those in there after gluing them, so those go in there and they're there like that, and you see how that all goes. And then she creases this and makes it into a tiny little spine. Well, she didn't use these tiny little envelopes, but she makes a spine like that. Now I don't know whether that's how she did it, but that's how I've done it. So There we are. So it leaves that in the centre, which I thought I'd just put a bit of something over. But I am going to use this, which covers that. And I am going to use this, which helps with the spine. But I've got coffee paper, which doesn't fit. But I've got this, which is like gypsy herbal law type stuff. So I could put that in there because that's got its own spine and rip that down. So I probably will do that actually. The only bits that are going to show around the edges, unless I change my mind, which as you well know, I'm prone to do. So I'll just have a little play with some of the things. I'll do the cover, I think, and then once I've done the cover and I've made a decision on the other things, I'll come back to you. Okay. Okay, so I thought about I've sewn this. I've sewn a little pocket in there, and that'll be sewn. That will be sewn into the spine, so it'll become a pocket in the front cover. Put a bit of ribbon in there, which I've cut. I've put that on there because the blue seems to be there at the back. So that's my cover, which I'm happy with. And then I thought I was starting to do the little envelope journal for the inside, and I thought I'd better come back and show you because see already I'm losing it. It's a bit squiffy. Now I've made my cover quite big. So this will fit in even if I have some little tabs and tags. So I've inked everything except these areas and this area. I've inked them all. Okay, so there's 5 envelopes, so there's 2 stuck together there now, and then there's this one. So this is the one that you need to give a little spine. So I've done that, except I put it all together and made the spine and then folded it like that, so it was like that, and then that's the other part where the envelope originally folded. So I've done that. So what I wanted to explain to you, which was the most important part, was your envelope needs to sit like this, and you keep this flap pointing to the right all the time. So here's your first 2 pages, and we're going to put those in there like that. Okay, and they go over like that. So we're going to glue that first. So we'll glue this, and I'm just using Pritt stick, or glue stick I should say, and all I'm doing is just gluing on the back there of the envelope flap, and then I'm going to push that into there. Now I will remember this lady's name, but I'm going to put her in, just to say thank you to her, in my description box at the end. All I remember is that she's from Oxton in the Wirral, and the reason I remember that is because I used to live there myself, so that's why I remember it. And my granddad had a shop in Oxton, so I know exactly where she is, and that's why I remember what I remember about her, really, and her accent. I knew straight away that she was from there because of her accent. Well, I've lost my accent over the years, but there we are. It happens, doesn't it? So now I'm going to glue these 2 together like that. Now I don't see why you couldn't glue them together like that, but obviously it's easiest to glue them together this way around, isn't it? And generally most of the pages are going to get covered anyway, so we'll just put some glue on there. And then I'll put those, try and get them even as best I can, and I'll fasten them together. And the thing with envelopes is they're not always perfect, because they're made on a machine and they're made in a big stack, and you can see there they don't match up exactly, but I've made this match up exactly. Now this one, that one went into there. This one is going into here, into that one. So now, you know, I don't know. I can't remember if this is how she did it, but it's roughly how she did it. So, you know, if I'm taking my spin on it, and if you want to see how she did it, then as I say, you'll be able to go on her channel. I'll put the link on in my description box. So there we are, that's going down there. Now if you want them, now let's just check that's nicely together. It's not bad, it's not perfect, but a bit more ink and it'll be all right. I mean, you can put pockets in these from here. You could put a pocket in, couldn't you? And cover these edges up. As long as you don't glue this bit down, you just glue on there. You can cover this whole thing. As long as you only glue up to there, you've got a pocket if you cut it at that end. Okay, so now I'm going to glue this bit. I think she's all right. I think it's all right. Yeah, so what I was saying was you can go to her channel and find out how to do it properly. Yeah, and she does use big envelopes, not like mine, not little midget envelopes like I'm using. So there, and she uses a bone folder, which I haven't been doing. So let's get that glue off. And I remember doing that just to get that spine, nice. And then you can just go over everything, can't you, with your bone folder and get it nice and flat. And then you can decide what you're going to do, whether you're going to make full page covers. I mean, obviously we're going to need a little bit of writing space. So you can decide, are we going to have envelopes like pockets like that and like that, or are you going to cover that page up with something, have a pocket like that, or are you going to cover that up and make a pocket in here and put that down there? It's up to you what you decide to do. I'm planning on using a bit more fabric, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Just going to do this. And there we are. But you can see that my edges aren't perfect. But that's okay. You know, this is junk journaling. It doesn't have to be perfect, does it? So that's going in there. That's going in there. And the other thing about my journal is I've made my cover quite large because I might have things sticking out. I don't know. And I'm not, because I want it a bit boho in the end, I want things dangling. So I've made the pocket quite large. And then that pocket there, fabric pocket, lovely, I love it. So yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew this in. So there's my centre. You can see my centre there. Now I'm going to put this fabric down here. I think this is a bit like overkill for a tiny little journal like this. Don't know which is the side, the right side, or which is the wrong side, to be honest. And I don't think it matters too much. There we are. Yeah, so that's going on there like that. Like I say, it's probably overkill. And this is going on there like that. Now that covers up the pocket holes for me. And all I'll do is either keep this as a tuck spot or I'll glue this down. Maybe I should have made that spine bit a bit bigger because I'm not happy with those holes. And I was going to put something behind it, wasn't I? To cover that up. I know we've got so much covering this spine up. I don't think I need that piece of fabric, to be honest. Yeah, I could cover that with that. Maybe put that whole thing in there, couldn't I? And glue that down. And then I've got that in there. And then I could keep that with, that could be tuck spots. Not really very good. Well, I could glue the bottom, couldn't I? Make them into little pockets. Yeah, I think I might do that actually. Glue that on there. So I need to, I don't need that fabric. I need to just cut this off here. This is turning into a funny video. The only thing I haven't done, I haven't inked that. So do I ink it? Let's have a look. Yes, we do. I made this paper yesterday. I don't know whether you're supposed to do it on both sides or not. I needn't have done this on both sides if I'm going to be sticking it down, need I? That's going to be stuck there. So shall I glue that down before I... So we're only gluing on there, and we're only gluing on there, and then we're just gluing on the rest. And maybe I should have used dark glitter glue, but what the heck, we're doing it now. We've done it. It's done. There we go. This is like you're just making it up as you go along, isn't it, really? And the other thing I can do with these pages is I could make myself a pocket either down the top or at the bottom, because at the moment they haven't got anything that resembles a pocket. I'm just going to oops, I didn't really want to do that, but I've done it now. My spine's going to pot. There we are. So that's my spine. And we don't need this anymore because we've got more than enough fabric, unless we want it for aesthetic reasons, which we don't really need, do we? No. Oh, that's better without it, actually. I like that. Yeah. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue down there, a little bit, just to hold that in place while I sew. And then let's just see where the middle is. See if we're right here. Yeah. Is that the middle, top and bottom? Pencil mark. Just there. And pencil mark just there. Right, should we go for it? Am I going to show you my sewing machine? Let's just go for it. Let's hope this works now, because I'm not sure. This is a lot of paper. I'm just going to have a little. So I've got quite an old-fashioned sewing machine, I suppose. And I've got one of those ones that you just press the button and tell it what to do. Mine's pretty basic. It's pretty basic, and where's my scissors gone? And it works fine for me. Looking on the front. Yeah, so I've been trying some bits and pieces. Thought that'd be nice on there, but I was going to make it into a pocket. So got these that can go in there. See what I mean about having that bit of height there? I can overlap my bits and pieces. So these are from Tracy's Boho Kit. These little cards. I thought they were very spring-like, and then I thought I'd put that on there. So that's that for there, and that needs trimming down. Yeah, I'm really not sure what I'm going to do next. I need a bit of, I'm going to glue that along the bottom, but I don't want to do that until I saw a lovely idea, and I'll link it. It was is she called Natalie at Treasure Books? Yeah, I watched her mega. She had a book that was like that, and she did every single edge of all the pages she kept, and it was really, really insightful. And I don't want to use that because I want to keep that. Let's find a piece of paper here in the bin. Yeah, so what she did was, with one of the things, she made a tab like that. You see me? Yes. And she put it over the page. Now this is way too long for this little book. Way too long. So that tag went over the page like that. And then it glued onto here, onto this side of the page. And then on this side, she had whatchamacallit, a hole like that. And then she had two dangly threads coming down here with beads on the end. And this was could still come up, so you could write under there. So I really want to do that with something. I've got this bit left over from the Spring Girl, so I could use that because I'm going to use her as a pocket. I could use that. I could split it in between. I've got a little line down there which I don't really want to trim because it'll take the bird's nose off. I might just make that a bit scrungy. That's better. I don't know, this is a great idea, but it does look all right, this scrungy idea, once you've done it. So turn that over. Now the only problem is this bird's going to be upside down on his branch, isn't he? That's the only trouble. Should we keep that for something else? Maybe we could just use, no, that's no good. We could use one of these, this one, because it's got a pattern on that side, but it hasn't got a pattern on that side. So that'd be all right to do it with. So you could just turn that over the page. Now I'm not doing it yet because I'm not sure. I've got to decide what to do with this page because obviously it's got pockets in it at the moment. And I'd like to use some more fabric inside. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. Anyway, let's work on the front for the time being. That's just another idea that I've got. So yeah, that's the back with the blue, and this is the front. Now what I meant to do was just check on the rules and see if I'm allowed to use other things because I forgot to look. So I thought, put that there, a piece of that there. Now obviously I've worked this out beforehand, haven't I? So I am cheating really. And then this, I mean, this has gone through more than several lives. That's not the right word, but there we are. Before I got to this point. So there, I wanted the writing. That's something to do with this this book of herbal remedies. So I don't know what that is, but there we are. So that could be there. And then I was going to use this, but I wasn't sure. what to do with it or where to put it, because I've got that ribbon there, haven't I? I mean, it could go there, could go there, that can go there, and then I was going to put her on there. Now I was going to put her like that, like that. I'm not sure whether I should have a bit of this yellow somewhere just to introduce it. Sorry. So it could go down there, couldn't it? And just be introduced like that. Yeah, I like that. So yeah, that was the front, and then I thought, again, I really like this idea of giving them a little bit of depth, so I was going to put that underneath her like that. So that's a nice layered effect, isn't it? It's got to have something, some beads or something to go on it. I'll put that on her as well, just to match this orange down here. I'm quite happy with that.